we went against like, 4 LCS players or a lot of veterans, world champions and stuff like, oh, not world champions, but world players.
Well, Academy world champions.
Yeah, Academy
now.
world champions now. But we play against, some world caliber players like Levi and stuff on our way here.
Hey everybody, Parks Owsley here with the Shotcaller, joined by Tuesday. This is the CLG mid laner. You just unfortunately lost in the finals for Academy Worlds. However, you did make it here. It's been a great season for you guys. So before we get into it, I'm just curious, how are you doing right now?
I'm surprisingly doing okay. I'm not too sad. Obviously, would have been way better if we won. Sorry, but I'm still feeling good.
Good. That's good to hear. You guys kind of came up here and seemed like you're still pretty happy. Yep. I guess it is pretty cool to be here. I know you don't normally get to play on stage, so how's it been the last couple of weeks? Instead of being comfy at home, you've gotten to come in and really kind of dress up for the occasion and play with not a full stadium of people, but a lot of big supporters kind of following you guys.
All right, so actually this was my first time playing on stage in the past 2 years. So since I joined CLG, like all my teammates played before on like the scouting ground stage and stuff like that, but I didn't make it far enough to play there. And in general, yeah, so that was my first stage experience. I think I was really, I wouldn't say anxious, but I was like thinking about if I was a stage player or not, because I know like there's people who have reputation to be really good in scrims or really good like from home, but then when they go on stage, they don't perform that well, right? So I was looking forward to that. And honestly, the first time I like sat on the stage chair, I just felt super comfortable. I honestly felt like I was playing way better on stage than I was playing at home, because I don't know, it just feels like I'm super focused in my element. Like I really love playing on stage, and well, it's already super exciting when there's like maybe 10 to 15 spectators in the crowd, maybe like 50 today. But I can imagine when it's like a full house, like everyone's cheering, like it must be crazy. So
yeah, it's definitely fun. Even just today, hearing the cheers were even louder than normal, even though it was fewer people, because it's all the really big fans that just really want you guys to succeed. And also, it's funny. It's kind of like coming into a job. Like normally you're just playing at home. You're like, but today it's like, I'm playing a job. Maybe that's part of it.
That's probably part of. No, sorry, that's probably part of it. Yeah, I mean, also it just makes it different, right? Because normally we scrim and we play our games during the season on the same computers and everything. But now when you come on stage, it's like everything's more different, everything's more serious. So yeah.
Well, hopefully you will get to kind of come back here, prove your worth some more on stage as a big contender. Do you have any thoughts about your future as an LCS player?
Yeah. Well, I think I've been improving steadily for the past 2 years. I think when I first came into CLG, I was like not even like close to contending for like LCS spot. Like I was really bad. But I think over the years, especially this last like 6 months with Wiggly coming into the team, I think he teach me a lot about like how to play like mid jungle and stuff like that. And I do like strongly believe that we were the best like mid jungle 2v2 after Svenska and Goldenglue. So I'm not like too. I mean, I guess I'm not too surprised that we lost, or at least like not too like annoyed, because I would have been annoyed if I lost like someone that I think is worse, right? But I think they were really good, and it just like motivates me to work harder to reach their level. Because I mean, personally, I don't think Goldenglue is going to be on the academy team next year, because I think he's really good, and if he can just like keep performing like he performs on stage for the LCS, I think he for sure deserves an LCS spot. So personally, I think he was the like, so I guess he's like the mid laner that I guess could get a shot over me if a team wants to like look over the academy talent. But I think right after Goldenglue, it's me, and I think if I don't get picked up for starting in 2019 in LCS, I think I'll be for sure ready by the time spring ends in 2019. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe even a next summer thing then.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, next summer. I know there's not a lot of roster swaps between spring and summer, but I mean, who knows, And then even, I mean, it's possible that I start as well 2019. I mean, I'm just like talking out of what I think is possible. I personally feel like I'm ready to start LCS. I just need, obviously some time to scrim with the teams and stuff. But that's something that I wasn't ready for the past like year and a half. Like I was like talking to people, and I was like, yeah, if I was to play right now, like I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'd probably end on stage, really bad first impression. But going into 2019, if the opportunity arises, then I'm ready to play LCS. Yeah.
And luckily now you do have that stage as well, that experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could throw that on your resume even,
yeah.
The list of things you've done, and you've played well on stage, you didn't choke, so that's good. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see then kind of what happens, with Goldenglue, who has looked very good and got a little stage time in the LCS earlier this season. But yeah, also with you, and we'll follow your story.
Yep.
So how do you feel like this year has been different than past years then? You've been on CLG for 2 years, but this year's the real academy, after the franchising, all the changes. You were on CLG Black, and now it's academy. So have there been a lot of structural changes along with that? Has it felt pretty similar? How's that been?
Yeah, well, I think honestly our first year, I wouldn't say wasted. I would say that if I had like some veterans or like some sort of like guidance, I think we would have all improved way faster than we did, because I think we were all like kind of clueless, and it's hard to like teach yourself something you don't know, right? So I think that's probably the way to talk about our first year. It was really hard for us to improve, and we were pretty bad like the whole time. Going into Academy after Challenger Series, our first split of Academy, I think that's when we started making some progress. We weren't the best. We started, I think, like tied for last place for like half the split, and then we like went on that miracle run, whatever, that bumped us to 5th place. We didn't make playoffs, but still like we improved. And I think from that point on, we've been improving a lot, especially with now we switched things up with Wiggly and then our new coach Exogen that came in. And it just really helps to have new perspective, I guess, new eyes on the game, and it makes you like, I guess, see things differently, understand, and yeah, I think that's probably the changes that happened for us.
And do you work more with the LCS team now than you did when it was just a Challenger team?
Yeah, well, in the Challenger team, we were straight up bad, so there's no way we would have like we would have really like hanging out much with the LCS players. Like sometimes we'd ask them for tips and stuff, but we weren't really like worth their time, I guess. And at the same time, like we weren't there to win at all costs. We were there to learn. So yeah, they prioritize obviously their LCS scrims, practice with that. But since Academy, we've been practicing more with our main team. Probably not as much as we would have liked to for our Academy team, because we learn a lot from our LCS teams whenever we scrim them. And I think they have to learn. I mean, I think they can learn some stuff from us, right? Because I mean, obviously, as everyone knows, they didn't have a super good split or a super good year. So I think we could have helped each other more during the season. I think it would have been beneficial for both parties. So that's probably something that's for sure we're looking to do more in 2019, if I'm still part of CLG Academy.
Of course, yeah, and it's good then that you're kind of learning and reflecting on that already. Do you feel like you've gotten to spend much time with Huhi and kind of figure out how he's so good at mastering 8 different champions, and like, do you feel like you've been able to learn a lot from him specifically?
I've asked him like some questions there and there, but I think we can work better together. I think especially because our styles are like so different, I would say, where he's this really big roamer that like understands the map, really smart about the game, while I'm more of like, let's say, like a mechanical, like I try and like play my champion as best as I can, and then I don't like, obviously, like I'm not a Shotcaller on my team. I'm not just someone that like I ask for a lot of like questions, help, stuff like that. So and then I play a lot of like, we call them anchor champions, where they stay mid, and then you have to like play team fight well, and then you play your lane well. While he plays a lot more of things that like, you push your lane, you help your laners, stuff like that. So I think we have 2 different styles, and we can for sure make it better on both of us, like by helping each other. So that's something that we can work on for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you at least got to experience some with him. Maybe in the future you'll get to learn some more. Last question. What do you feel like was kind of the biggest thing that you guys as a team figured out this year? Maybe an obstacle or a hurdle that you got over. And what was it? Was there anything that you feel like if you had have maybe gotten a hold of would have actually led you to a win today against C9 Academy?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that made us like be able to play, well, we played a lot of styles, and then we played a lot of like different like metas, I guess, during the split, because it's been changing constantly. I think it comes mostly from Wiggly's experience, because he was on like 3 different teams before, so he has kind of an idea of like team styles, I guess. So he can help us out whenever we want to learn a new one. So Ray's been a big help for that. I think he made the whole team smarter about the game. So big props to him. Shout out to him. I mean, I already told him, he knows. But personally, for what, like, I'd rather only talk for myself for what I think could have been done for us to win this set, because I do think Goldenglue performed better than I did, and I think I have a lot to learn from that. I personally came in, I think I didn't master like as many champions, or like I had like the really good champions that were meta like he did, so it might have like pinched us in draft a little bit, where we had to ban some champs where we should have had. So I can look for that, and going into next split, probably like just learn more or like be more comfortable on more champions, because obviously I know how to play all of them, but am I really like comfortable to like bust it out on stage and like a really good important matches? And overall, I need to talk more with my jungler and like look for like what I said with Huhi, like where he does it super well, right? Where he impacts his laners, he helps his top, his bottom, makes them look so good. So that's something that I have to work on for next split, and that's something that will make the difference if I'm LCS caliber or not.
Yeah, you got to get those level 1 Aurelion Soul
That's
rooms.
True. That's true. That's a big winner for Worlds.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any last thoughts or last words before we go?
Yeah. Well, it was a bit emotional, you know, backstage with the team, because this is the end of, I guess, our 2 years with our main team, and I think just by the fact on how well we played this split, I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on some players on our team, and I think it's really unlikely that we stay as a 5. So, well, it's just been a really like amazing run. I think we all clicked really well, and I think that's something that's really rare in the scene, where like we were all looking to improve, no like hard feelings ever. Like we're all great friends, like pretty much brothers. You know, I've like lived with them for 2 years now, like 24 hours a day, every day. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I just wanted to, I guess, let everyone know that it's been an amazing run for us. Even though we lost today, I think, well, I know for a fact that everyone's really proud of how we did, because we're 5 complete rookies, and we went against like, you know, 4 LCS players or a lot of veterans, world champions and stuff like, oh, not world champions, but world players. Well,
Academy world champions.
Yeah, Academy world champions now. But we play against, you know, some world caliber players like Levi and stuff on our way here. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's like a real defeat, you know. I think it's something to be proud of. I think winning today would have been the cherry on top, but I think everyone's still really proud of what we did. And yeah, I mean, hopefully I get to play with them more. I wish them all good luck, like my teammates. I think they will all get to LCS one day, like no doubt in my mind. I think they're all really good, and yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And before we go, I'm going to challenge you to a rock, paper, scissors game, just a best of 1. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes, I got to win.
Oh, your 30% win rate.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. To check out some slightly less bearded content, check out what Darius is doing. We've got some videos off to the side of the European LCS. Please like and subscribe and comment below. Let us know how we are doing and what you like and what you dislike. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate your views, and thank you so much for watching. We will catch you next time.